A Tanzanian who had lived in the US for years visited South Africa to do on a business trip from her company and had this to say about South Africa. She mentioned her culture shocks and she talked about how in America she uses the towel, this towel they use in the kitchen, they use it to clean things around, maybe surfaces. They use all of those things, but she discovered that there they hardly used it. And then during Christmas, people will have to pack their bags and travel all back and all of that. She gave different about 8 culture shocks she has about South Africa. And then this particular South Africans came to, talk about. Some were applauding her for what she said. Some had their own different opinions. And then she said, this person said, majority of South Africans are not originally from Joburg. So during winter school breaks, kids go to their villages in most rural parts of South Africa, depending on which province one is originally from. December holidays, you will literally see less than a dozen people in your neighborhood because almost everyone will go home. So another person now replied that person and said, villages rural pets, yo, that's rude. Have you seen these so-called rural villages look like in Limpopo and KwaZulu Natal? I guess these double story houses we see are made of mud. And then the person replied and said, I don't think I'm responsible to teach you English language, but I'll make an exception. Village and rural areas, not derogatory terms. Village, a group of houses, that she's defining it, a group of houses and associated buildings larger than a hamlet and smaller than a town situated in a rural area. Rural, in relating to or characteristics of the countryside rather than the town. I'm from Ga Femleli, Limpopo, and I live in a fairly larger house than most over a 1 million rand houses in Joburg urban areas, but that doesn't mean my house is not in a village. So apparently, they were, and you know how it is when people have an opinion about your country, though they are from the same place, but the lady felt insulted that she had to call her place a village. And then she is saying that she also lives in such environment and a very beautiful house, but it doesn't stop it from being in a village. Then this other person said, Kwanti, what is supposed to say Alali village, Haibo, so touched for ing. This other person said that this is not true. Township dwellers like us, Sowetans, spend our holidays in Joburg. You can't say the majority. This other person said, yes, so true. This one said, also true. People have a misconception of our country, which is sad. This other person said, you are aptly correct and partly incorrect. Remember, there are many townships and suburbs in Gauteng. Therefore, the dwellers of this place do not disappear during school holidays, though some of them go on vacations. Nonetheless, I'll take into consideration that in suburb suburb areas, some of the dwellers are from the rural outskirts of our country. As result, these areas might be left with half of the people dwelling in school holidays. Therefore, a good measure to find out where the people are gotten in the holidays, it's to visit malls, resorts, fun parks, zoo, wedding ceremonies, funeral clubs, music concerts, and soccer matches. You will be surprised how many people are still left in Gotten during those times. This person said, I swear in South Africa, it's you are not from Joburg City or Durban, you are from a rural area. You could have grown up boating and sandboarding with your rich friends, but because it's not any of the top three, you have to pretend that you know about slaughtering chickens and r- reflooring your grandma's mud hut with corn dog. Those villages aren't even as behind as many people believe. This one say, oh, that's so true. This one say, is it an insult to use? It's an insult to use the word village, rural area. Is it an insult to use the word village or rural area? This one say, these villages you speak but these villages you speak of but clearly never been to. My school holidays were spent at home in Waterloo Ridge, Pretoria. This one say, laugh out loud. I know you think you are special, but not to me. Wow. This other person said, I was just saying the villages thing was a bit mad cause most people come from Kasi or smaller towns and city. That's all. This person said, not a chance. Most people are from villages. Even most of the people at Kasi are from villages. Just don't understand why people take offense to that term. Nothing with villages or rural living. Some of us, this one says, some of us are born and raised in Joburg, going back to our grandparents. My great grandparents are buried in Alex. So for me, there's so much no going home. This one said that the Joburg actually enjoy those periods more. We walk free in town, CBD. This one say many people do not understand the dynamics here in South Africa, particularly the race relationship. When two South Africans are having an argument about the affairs of their country, if you are uninformed foreigner, do not get involved. They will turn to you like a swarm of bees. This one say, I use paper towels every day. I cannot go without them. I am a South African. This other person said, many people do not understand the dynamics here in South Africa, particularly the race relationship. Okay, we read that already. This person said, this is true. Pack our own argument and attend your real fast. This is the truth. This one say false. I have got friends who are foreigners who speak our language and can debate our issues. Stop that crap. The next person said, uninformed foreigners. This other person said, it's a family matter. This other person said, like the poor young girl who came here on an animal killing spree, aka hunting trip, and got herself entangled in local meat. You all traumatized that child really badly. This other person said, wish you were right though. White South Africans should be given European appetite treatment. This other person said, what is true? We'll tell you to go mind your business, your own country's issues, and let us resolve ours by ourselves, especially when non-South Africans try to talk on our race and land issues. Reels up both black and white South Africans. This one said, read to understand, not respond, said gay. Hey, this person said, I'm from Cape Town. We used to go to beach, mountain climbing, biking, spend a week at our grandmother's picnic drives around the Cape Peninsula, fishing with our mom at the pond or river. We were 7 kids and my mother kept us entertained every single day. Winter she would teach us to kite, crochet, knit crochet. We would read, draw, home, all kinds of plays, craziness. Your kids will remember those kinds forever. And this one said, the little share she did over the load shedding situation, you are becoming a South African because she talked about the load shedding. This one say you can make your girls skating in Lesotho during the June holidays. Let them experience skiing in Africa. This one say I am South African and I loved that we strive for a better South Africa. I worry though that we do not become tired fight. The corruption and lack of service delivery is our Achilles heel. Thanks for your positive outlook though. It helps me count my blessings. This one say Africa as a whole is not as bad as the Western media makes it be. It will always be a shock for you guys. We live here and we love it. Everyone continue sharing. Visit the free state next time. This one say camps aren't a thing use because my mid-year break is winter for us and it's cold. We don't want to be sending our kids to long cabins and have them sleep in cold halls in summer. Most people take leave so we have time to spend with our kids, but there are also beach camps. A lot of us also lean on the grandparents as well. It's cheaper, lava loud. I used to go to my grandmother's every school break, even when I was in university. This was a huge business opportunity for people interested in doing something with kids. Plus, these days we have an emerging middle class where black people have some money to spend on their kids for entertainment. This one say your perspective on our country is always fresh, unique, positive, and optimistic. Thanks for that. As South Africans, we are critical of ourselves because that is how we improve and bring about political change. Because she mentioned, the person said in one of her culture shocks is that South Africans are critical of their government, and this person say when kids go for long school halls, we normally take them to village to visit our parents, grandparents, good content. This other person said, as a South African of Indian origin, fourth generation, we are all critical of our government and we need to be so. Appetite was beyond horrible. We have fought for the freedom and we are a nation most aspire to hold our government to do better for the next generation. I am so glad you liked it here in South Africa. We are pretty dope place. Visit the Eastern Cape sometime. This other person said there is a fourth school holiday in South Africa. The only two holidays that are a month long is July and December. Camps for school holidays was a big thing when I was a child. I definitely not get in an Uber in South Africa. Yes, South Africans are well dressed and we really love the finer things in life. The third person said, you are right. We are passionate about the development of our beautiful country. Regardless of race, all South Africans are always pissed off about our government and always ready to protest. We love a good disruptive march and a national shutdown. Think only second to the French for our love of civic protest. We have high standards for leadership, service delivery, and government, and that's something we believe most of our continent can learn from. Fight for your countries instead of running. Love my country with all the flaws, and people do not do enjoy whilst you are here. So I say the delivery service sounds great in South Africa. I hope here in the Gambia they get that service. This person say, thanks, my sister. that you are enjoying South Africa. This is your home, and we are delighted to learn that you are enjoying South Africa. This makes us happy as we hear these lovely stories about South Africa. We love you. This one say we as South Africa, we are critical because we expect more from our leaders. To be honest, if our leaders are not so corrupt, the country would be far more developed with little poverty. This one said, I just stumbled upon this and I love hearing about visitors' perspective of the country. Any other South Africans feeling heartbroken? She said local flights are affordable. I am like, girl, where? The RAN needs to get it out act the RAN needs to get its act together. Thank you for this positive review. You chose to come at the worst time, winter season, but trust me, the weather will get better around September. Camps are generally pricey, so only those with money know about them. The majority of kids that stay at home and wait for schools to reopen, June and December are the only time school holidays are long. They usually a week long. Kids and teachers need break too. This one says some South Africans are critical of their country because the decline that has taken place over the past 15 years is heartbreaking. This one says, as a South African, I enjoyed it. Makes me appreciate my country more and had me realize I have so much more of the country to explore and appreciate. This other person said, as a South African, I enjoy it. Makes okay. This one say, hi, when it comes to children being on school break, at least as I remember from my own childhood and what I see of parents today, if it is very uncommon for parents to hire babysitters or send their kids to camp, usually the domestic worker that a family may hire to clean the house keeps an eye on the kids. This one say the average South African can't afford holiday camps, and because breaks are staggered into, probably not profitable to make them more affordable. This one say I'm South African, so please don't forget to check a province called Limpopo when you will find people of peace and kindness. The the Badep the Bapedi tribe. South Africa is not only Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban. Those are just modernized South Africa. This person said, I think paper towels depend who you are, how you run your house. I use a lot of paper towels. I must have at least two rolls all the times. This one say everything is cheap for Americans due to the stability of the US rand opposed to the ZAR. So from South Africans, everything is expensive, is more expensive. So say South Africa has developed societies in select locations. In general, their infrastructure is a lot better than the rest of the continent. So it shouldn't be surprising for anyone who travels from a developed country. Africa is advancing, even if it's only a few locations, things are moving. This one say this woman is so beautiful. I can't stop watching her content. The beauty lured me into, but the content is educating me. As a black American currently living in Atlanta, I am interested to see how we are treated in Africa and wish success for our people who have the bravery to move abroad. This one said, the winter is getting colder and the colder every year. Experiences 7.7 degrees for the first time in my village tonight. Holiday School holidays, the kids visit maternal granny, then paternal, then the aunt, then last week at home. I'm sorry you don't have all those family members